It's time for the Commissioner's Corner, an exclusive weekly conversation about Indiana high school sports with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. Now for an up-to-the-minute report about what's happening in the constantly changing world of high school sports, here's Coach Bob Lovell with Commissioner Paul Neidig.
Welcome back, everyone. This is our weekly conversation with the Commissioner of the IHSAA, Paul Neidig. We call it the Commissioner's Corner. Commissioner, volleyball championships wrapped up last week. Some tremendous play, as you would expect. Single A goes to Southwood, 2A to Muncie Burris. Providence repeats as the 3A champ, and Hamilton Southeastern pulls off an undefeated season. Not only undefeated, a season in which people had trouble even winning a set against this team. And so, tremendous display of volleyball talent and sportsmanship and fun up at Worthen Arena at Ball State last Saturday.
Phenomenal week of volleyball, or weekend of volleyball. You know, and the whole thing started on Friday night with the Coaches Association volleyball put on an incredible banquet to celebrate the teams that made it. But then Saturday came the volleyball, and it was just phenomenal. Hamilton Southeastern, I don't know that I've ever seen that many girls that are over 6 foot on the court at the same time. I mean, they flat dominated the net, but it was just incredible volleyball, and hats off to them for completing an undefeated season.
Well, again, they're very talented. There's some familiar names. Obviously, Providence repeating in 3A. I don't think people recognize number one, how hard it is to win a championship, let alone repeat and go back to back. That is a tremendous accomplishment.
It is, and they all have tradition-rich programs. In Providence, had one of their primary players was out with a knee injury in the state championship game, and it was just next player up, and they didn't miss a beat defending their state championship.
Muncie Burris has been there many times before. How about Southwood coming out with a single A championship? What a story for their school.
Yeah, happy for Coach Fenical. He's been a volleyball coach at their school and also the athletic director for many, many years, and they've been knocking on the door for a couple of years, and finally they were able to come through. And that first state championship, especially for Coach Fenical, being an education-based coach for all these years, was just special to see him and the celebration of that community. Again, it was just great for Coach Fenical and his team.
Paul Neidig joining us. We're talking about the IHSAA championships. Okay, over the weekend, we had some great football. Girls basketball got started around the state. It's that time of year when you have that convergence of football and basketball. We moved to the regional round now in football, and it's getting interesting. There's some really great matchups around the state this weekend.
That's exactly right, Coach. I was studying some of the matchups, and I think tickets are going to be at a premium at a lot of our facilities throughout the state. There's undefeated teams playing undefeated teams. There's teams that have had the best record in years at their school. Looks like the weather's going to cooperate, keep the rain away, and I just think this Friday night regional weekend is going to be just chock full of incredible high school football from one end of the state to the other.
I think you're right. I couldn't agree more. It's a great time. As I mentioned, you just wrapped up volleyball. Girls basketball has started. Boys basketball practice has started. It won't be long before we're at Lucas Oil Stadium playing for championships. And it's gone very, very quickly. From my perspective, I'm not sure if it has for you, but this season has gone rapidly.
It always does, Coach. And as we march towards that day when we're at Lucas Oil, home of the Colts, incredible sponsor for us, you just turn around and here it is. I can still remember August 1st, the beginning of August, when we were trying to get the physicals on file in the athletic offices and get first days of practice started, and then we turn around and here we are, almost knocking on the door of championship weekend.
He's the commissioner of the IHSAA. It's Paul Neidig. It's our weekly conversation about all things IHSAA related. Paul, thanks so much for your time. Have a great weekend.
Thanks, Coach, and thank you for doing what you do.
Thanks for listening to The Commissioner's Corner with IHSAA Commissioner Paul Neidig and Coach Bob Lovell. And thank you for your continued support of the high schools in your community.
On behalf of the Triton community and the entire staff and student body of Triton Junior Senior High School, we welcome Argos as our guest at tonight's contest. We ask that all fans and players demonstrate an attitude of respect and good sportsmanship throughout today's contest. Your cooperation and constant support are sincerely appreciated. Now, if you would please stand, and gentlemen, kindly remove your hats for the singing of our national anthem from our one and only Triton Trojan singers.
Oh, say can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Thank you, Trojan singers. Now let's see the starters. First, for our visitors, the Argos Dragons. Number 10, Samantha Rankin. Number 14, Olivia Lee. Number 22, Morgan Marcus. Number 24, Ellie Hollemacher. And number 30, Alicia Glover. Argos is coached by varsity coaches Scott Jennings and assisted by Dave Duncan. Now, let's meet Jordan A. Number 5, Jocelyn Faulkner. Number 24, Avery Beard. Number 32, Sydney King. Number 34, Addison Gears. And number 2, Sierra Howard. Trophies coached by Miss Kennedy Krull, assisted by Lindsay Shiley. The officials for tonight's contest are Keith Dedlinger, Andrew Mixler, and Tim Smith. Let's have a great game.
All right, welcome everyone here to the terrace at the Trojan Trench as we are live for our first home game from our new seats. I'm Andy O'Hara. With me here tonight is Abby Veers, Kate Hummich, and the Hall of Famer Ryan Lemmer here for the Triton Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSA's Champions Network as these two teams get ready to squared away here. Abby, this has always been a game. You've been part of those overtime thrillers, and
oh yeah, it's always the rivalry is this game right here.
You got neighboring schools. You got military appreciation night. Eventually, these two teams are going to be conference opponents starting next season. So we'll see how things go here tonight. They met in the sectional championship a season ago. We'll see how these two teams draw up. Both 0-1 coming into tonight, losing their first opening contest. And looks like a turnover by Triton is a nice play there by Lee. Got in front of that one. Back to Lee on the left wing. Works it on top to Barkus. Barkus kicks it back to left wing. Lee will try a three. Count that one, and Argos strikes first.
One thing is about Argos is they are not going to be scared to shoot. They will put up that ball any chance they get.
And this is a group that did graduate quite a few seniors last year. They had
Yes.
This is a few different faces you'll see out there. But this is still a very well coached group by Coach Jennings. Back-to-back sectional champions to his resume. Leads the head-to-head battle against Coach Krull.
Yes.
Sydney King for three. Answers right back.
I see here we got 4 new girls on Argos roster. We got 4 freshmen on her.
And that's a program down there. They really grow. There's always good things to see with that group as Redinger drops it off. Back to Barkus. Bolenbacher trying to get position underneath. Lead who hit that three. They'll work it back around the perimeter. Of course, there's the new foul change that we talked about the last game. 5 fouls per quarter will lead to double bonus. And a steal for Avery Veers. Out of Faulkner in the left wing. Now back to King. Argos going to change their defensive look here just a little bit.
One thing these girls got to do is stay aggressive no matter what, because Argos will change their defense throughout the entire game. They will go man-to-man, 3-2, 2-3.
And they're very disciplined in their defensive approach, it always seems like.
Yes.
2 ball in the corners, off the mark there from Sarver. Triton comes away with it. Holly with the head of steam on the fast break. Redinger to cut her off with the pass. Back to Faulkner. They got Veers up top the key. That's where they go with it. She'll try a three from deep. Count it, Addison Veers. And Triton takes their first lead of the ball game.
A much different team already in the head of this game than what we saw against John Glenn.
You know, and look at that group. I mean, yeah, they were 0 of 11 from beyond the arc, but they were getting good looks. They just couldn't lift that lid at Glenn.
No.
But this, like I said, this group here, first game jitters. I mean, everybody was just kind of trying to figure out how to do things. But yet, it's good to see Triton come out and hit their first 2 shots. Redinger goes through, and it's knocked away on the turnover. That's their second here in this first quarter. Holly now stops, works herself back to the top of the key, working to the right now. Waits for Faulkner to come up, but now she's going to go to Veers in the right wing. Avery Veers underneath, gets going to get double teamed. She gets tied up, and a foul call, our first of the night here, coming on Argos.
I believe, yep. Ellie Bolenbacher.
Be her first, team's first of the quarter. And Avery Veers getting her first start here tonight. So I didn't think she started the other night. No, she did not.
Nope.
And her first start of the season.
With Jenna being out, she took that starting position.
That's correct. No Jenna Bulis tonight. Holly works back to the middle. Lost her dribble. It's got to go somewhere. Goes to King on the right wing, and nice job by Lee to come in there and rip it away with the steal. 2 steals now for the Dragons. Lee takes off, stops, drops it through. Triton wanting a travel call, and Triton takes it right back, and Faulkner and Lee hit the deck. Things are getting physical here, just nearing the halfway point, or past the halfway point, rather. Faulkner goes out to King. Triton very patient. Argos is really taking away the pain as Sydney King will try a baseline jumper too strong. That one off the mark. Rebound goes to Redinger. And stolen away from Holly. She spun right into the trap.
Right place, right time.
Who shot that one? I looked away.
My computer's in the way. I didn't get open time.
3 ball on the way from Barkus, but she traveled before taking the attempt and a turnover by the Dragons. Might be missing a turnover somewhere. We'll see. I'm checking with WRSW at halftime. I'm supposed to share my stats with them and
compare.
Holly working good tight defense by Barkus. Switched up to a different look there. A little bit of a man, a little kind of a hybrid look on defense.
It was a 1-3-1, I think.
Oh, and Veers and Bolenbacher collide hard, and Addison Veers slow to get up. Gets back to her feet. Oh, and she's shaken up. And Nadia Stether quick to come in for the senior. Hope Addison's okay. You never want to see that.
It's looking like that right knee. Sorry.
You're in this one. There we go.
Out of Ryan. I think it's that right knee.
Eric Callahan quickly to come to the senior. She is not happy to come off that floor.
No.
Now to Holly on the left wing, back on top to King now. This is going to be a big moment for these girls because key important leaders have to go sit down for a little bit and try to stretch out whatever's going wrong.
And that's where you got to keep your mentality strong and realize that you just have to keep playing. No, you don't want to see that happen, especially from one of your strongest girls. But you have to keep that mentality of you have to keep playing.
I'm Coach Krull here. Smart move, but trying to let this group figure it out without calling the timeout. Faulkner's going to try to take it herself off the glass. No good. Avery Veers put back is no good. Back to Redinger. Redinger drives with the runner. Can't get that one to bounce in. Rebound goes to Sydney King. Now this is a moment where you want to see these players like Sydney King or Avery Veers or Holly or even Faulkner really step up, a group that's played varsity at the varsity for a little while here.
Yeah.
So who wants to step up in this? This is a big spot for them to step up. Triton can't handle it, and it's a turnover. Back goes Redinger. Redinger all the way up, and she'll get fouled by Holly, and she'll go to the line for two. Triton's first foul here of the quarter.
Who I see really keen in right now is Avery. Not only is that her sister, but that is a spot where she is now in to keep the game going, and she has to stay aggressive and not lose that mindset.
And that is a tough. I mean, I could imagine seeing a sibling. I mean, all of you girls are close. I know you're siblings, but still at the same time, it's not an easy thing to see a sibling go down.
No. Always skips your heart a little bit.
And Redinger perfect on that trip. Draws the Dragons within one. Holly now works right. Good job by Lee to steal it away. Another steal for her. Kicks to the corner. Redinger couldn't corral in a turnover.
One defensive player I love watching is Lead.
Yes.
She is strong no matter where you put her. She is going to be scrappy, and she is going to be on top of her game.
And she's all over the place, too. I mean, she gets right on the ball in a timeout for Coach Krull. I think that's a good timeout right there. You have the situation that just happened a moment ago with Addison. Hopefully she's doing okay. But at the same time, with that group, this is the right time to call a timeout. Refocus your group in because, like I said, Jocelyn kind of went down, kind of was losing the ball a little bit. They just weren't executing, trying to figure out where they're going to go without a vocal leader on the floor.
Always the rivalry is the same right here. When Addison went down, she
neighboring
didn't call a
schools,
timeout, which was good because the girls kept that mentality of keep playing, keep going, keep playing, keep going.
Count
You
that
could
one,
see how
and
they got
Argos
a little
strikes
bit
first.
flustered, which is why she probably
Sydney King for three. Answers right back.
Right there.
The key.
Just
That's
to get the girls really settled
She'll try a
back
three
in
from deep.
Count
it, Addison Veers.
That's a good spot there. Just kind of get your group refocused
to see
in.
a sibling go down.
No.
Now, Coach Krull, a good coach. Like I said, these two have gone head to head. Krull is 1-2 against Coach Jennings and Argos. And Coach Jennings against Triton, going back to Coach Heckerman, he is 2-2.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, these teams, this will be the 76th meeting between the two. Triton has won 55 of those meetings. But Argos here, this is a tough team. Always is, perennially tough. Faulkner trying to split the defenders, weaves her way through, throws one up off, hits the shot clock, and it's no good. Inside 2 minutes to go before the end of the first quarter. Bolenbacher goes to lead. On top to Redinger, no look pass. Trying to work Redinger, trying to open up. Nice job by King to close out the shooter. Jocelyn Faulkner with the steal and the interception. Back the other way she goes. She goes up with that one. Steal and can't get this basket to drop. Lee gets the rebound and Jocelyn Faulkner hits the floor with Bolenbacher.
One thing you can always count on with these games is they are going to be physical and they are going to be fast.
Knocked away. Avery Veers, she's got her second block of the season. She led the team in blocks during volleyball, and she's continued that here in basketball. If you ever need a block party, Avery's the one to lead the way.
One thing she was always, we talked at the end of volleyball season, she thought she only had 97 blocks. She was looking on Max Prep. She goes, Abby, I was so close to 100. She goes, I am so mad. She was devastated for at least half a day until she realized they updated it, and she ended out with 103.
Oh, boy. She wanted that block. She wanted to hit 100 blocks, and she did. I kept track. Now to King up top, works on over to Faulkner on the right wing. Scanning the floor, double team by the Dragons, tipped by Barkus. King's going to track it down, and she was close. She could have let that one go across, but now Barkus shaken up. Official timeout. As they'll talk that one.
Addison came out. You see her back on the bench.
And I'll tell you, there are some tough people, but I'll tell you right now, Addison Veers is the toughest one, I think. I mean, there's tough, and then there's Addison, and she's just a whole different level of tough.
Oh, yes.
And she is a competitor. She wants to be on that floor more than I think any other human being I've ever seen before in my life.
I watched a 6th grade boy lose his tooth last night at Plymouth.
So maybe they're not that. So maybe another.
He just laughed it off. He thought it was hilarious.
Well,
oh my goodness!
We're playing hockey. Well, now I take that back. There was a kid that lost a tooth during basketball, and it's over and back. As that ball hit back and Faulkner touched it. What game was that? Where a kid got a chipped tooth? Was that Glenn? Was that Glenn boys? I think it was. Oh no, it wasn't. It was somebody else. But either way, somebody lost a tooth last year.
I remember my Plymouth game when I was younger. I left with scratches and a black eye. We were aggressive little elementary kids.
Lydia Lee takes the lead with that three-pointer, as they are both teams perfect from beyond the arc. Gives her 6. Faulkner drives, kicks it out to King. King to answer back. Count it. Yes. Sydney King is automatic from beyond the arc here tonight.
3 points.
Lead with the ball fake. She'll drive. No one home underneath. Triton didn't touch it. It's a turnover for the Dragons with 8.3 to go before the end of the quarter as Triton leads by 1.
Pulling out a last-second play right here. They got to go.
Got to go. Can't wait around. Holly almost travels but finds a way to King. She'll try another 3. Can't get that one to drop in. And that'll be the end of the first quarter as Triton will lead by 1. We'll take a break. Be back after this right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
In high school sports, there are some things more important than winning.
Like helping student athletes build character, become better people, and prepare for life. I'm Brian Lewis.
And I'm Chris Kaufman. We're both assistant commissioners of the IHSAA. And we believe the purpose of high school sports is much greater than what the scoreboard says.
It's about teaching. It's about growth. It's about developing the whole person, not just the athlete.
That's our #1 priority. Every sport, every student athlete, every day.
Let's champion what we believe in.
Always the
like
rivalry
learning,
is this
like
game right here.
Like
you got
integrity.
neighboring schools. You got
If you support
military.
the mission of high
Marcus
school
kicks it back
sports
left wing.
and
Lead
the
will try a
life lessons
3.
they teach,
Count
then
that
buy
one,
your
and
ticket
Argos
to
strikes
your high
first.
school's athletic events.
Sydney
Join
King
us
for
in
3.
being a
Answers
champion
right back.
of high school sports.
The key. That's where they go with it. She'll
This
try a
is
3 from
what
deep.
we do.
Count it. Addison Veers.
This is
Still
what
at the
we
same time, it's not an
believe.
easy thing to see a sibling go down.
This
No.
is your IHSAA.
Knocked away. Avery Veers. She's got her second
I
block.
remember my Plymouth game when I was younger. I left with scratches and a black eye. We were aggressive.
Faulkner drives.
All right, welcome
kicks it out
back,
to
everyone,
King.
here to the
King to
Trojan
answer
Trenches.
back.
We're getting ready to get this
Count
second
it.
quarter
Sydney
underway.
King
Triton
is
leads
on
9-8.
As Barkus lead, Redinger, Bullenbacher, and Sarver, the 5 out there for the Dragons as they missed that one. Holly, Faulkner, Stetler, Avery Veers, and Sydney King, the 5 out there for the Lady Trojans. King goes down to Avery Veers. She'll try to go up with that one. Good defense by Redinger. She's going to get called for the foul.
That's what I told her last time when we were at Glen. Avery was playing a little safe. She was playing a little timid in the post. All of them were. All the post girls were. One thing I told her and Addison, I was like, you can't be scared. You two are the tallest people out there on the court 90% of the time. You have to go in no matter what. And you're either going to make it or you draw that foul.
I think we had those conversations when you were playing a couple different times.
Quite a bit.
Don't be afraid to go back at that basket.
Quite a bit.
It's there. Don't be afraid of it. Veers off on the first one. As Avery will try again and gets the friendly roll. Triton now leads by 2. We were talking after that Glenn game, free throws are going to be so important this year with these 5-foul rule. To go right to the double bonuses. Barkas tries a 3 to take the lead. Can't get it to drop in. Redinger with the rebound. She goes right back up with it, and it's good.
An aggressive move by Samantha.
Tied up at 10. Just about a minute gone here in the second. Holly stops. Ball fake. Lost her dribble. Has to go somewhere. Finds Faulkner. Faulkner, good feed down. Avery Veers. Veers backing down. Goes up. Banks closed. Tipped around. Gets her own rebound. Goes back up. Bank is open for that one.
Avery Veers.
That backboard's there for a reason. Don't be afraid to use it. Lead right back to Barkas. On to Redinger on the left wing. Redinger leaves it. Lead lost it on the drive underneath.
One thing our guards have got to keep in mind is not picking up your dribble so fast. When they put that pressure on, keep it on, because then you get yourself stuck in a position.
Faulkner lost her dribble, threads the needle back to King. Good ball movement. Now Addison Veers is going to come back in the game. Well, she's feeling pretty good on that leg. Good save by Veers, but unfortunately it's a turnover by Triton. It's their 6th here in this first half. Barkas goes to Redinger. Back to Barkas. Redinger, she'll try a 3 from the left wing. Can't get that one. Back iron. Rebound King. Holly now works back to the middle. Leading by 2. Stettler, she can hit. She'll try a 2. Count it, Nadia Stettler. And Nadia's one that she's one that she can hit those mid-range shots. She's aggressive, but one thing I like about Nadia's game coming into this year is she's more controlled. She's not out of control. She is really more controlled with her approach, and that's something really special to see, and that's a dangerous Nadia Stettler when she's controlled.
She's a lot more comfortable in her own body and sees and knows what she can do this year. And she's testing her limits. And
Stettler,
she's
she can
herself.
hit. She'll try it too.
Which, going back, when
Nadia
you played
Stettler.
high school basketball, you that transition from
Stettler, she can
grade
hit. She'll try it too.
The game gets faster.
Your body's growing, and it's different. I mean, high school sports is different than college and pros because your body's growing, and you don't really know how to use it right.
Absolutely. I was called the baby deer the first 2 years of my high school career because I looked insane running out there because my legs were not in tune with my arms.
Oh, and then
the greatest
eventually.
percentage.
Well, then there's players like you see, like Nadia, and other players who really kind of get it figured out, really kind of come into their own.
Yes.
That's kind of what you want to see with this group.
Absolutely.
I mean, even with some of these Argos players that were playing, I mean, Bollenbacher's one that kind of comes to mind. Barkas is another one who's really kind of came on. We talked about Lead earlier, but Redinger and her senior season, I remember her playing as a freshman. She's one that really developed hit those mid-range solid player for this Argos team. But one thing I like, and she'll be a big-time vocal leader for this group this season. Grace Thomas checked in for Sarver a moment ago. Addison Veers back on the floor for Stettler. And a foul call coming here on Triton.
Avery took that. Swung a little too hard through that area to where he got her right on that foul.
That'll be her team's first of the quarter. As Redinger goes back to inbound. Knocked away, and he'll stay right here. And Sydney King's one, I talk about her. She's been shooting great here tonight. But she's one, I think the point totals, I think the things that she does extremely well, I think this is going to be her coming out year. She's going to be really strong in her junior season.
Yeah, she's been working so hard through her offseason as well to where.
And a charge, Addison Veers.
She's been working so hard through her offseason, so you've got to give her credit where it's earned. She has worked every bit to get to the position she is in.
My favorite call of the game, you talk about a charge and how important those are, and Addison Veers right there just showed everybody, hey, I'm just fine.
The momentum.
Now this group, you felt the exhale.
The momentum it gives you.
Back on top. You got King open in the corner. She'll try a 3. Sydney King's automatic again. 3 of 4 from beyond the arc, and she's got 9 here in this first half. Right there, you saw the big thing, like Addison drawing that charge. But granted, that's a turnover for Argos, but go back to the other side. That team relaxed. The ball movement was on point, and Sydney King hits that one.
Executed perfectly.
Argos looking to answer back here, down by 7. Goes to Thomas with the up fake. Got Veers to leave her feet. Back to Barkus. She'll try a three. Off the side iron, just off to the left of the mark, and Veers with another rebound. Argos started off 2 of 2, missing their last 4 3-point attempts. Sydney King for another one. Can't get the fourth. Can't get that one to drop.
Avery.
And it's going to be a jump ball call, and it'll stay right here with Triton. It's Grace Thomas battling for that one. Saw her during volleyball.
Oh, two people I'm drawn to watching is Ellie Bolenbacher and Avery Veers. Not only have I watched these two grow up as they have played against each other since elementary, but the progression they have both shown in their aggressiveness and their IQ for the game.
King missing that three. Redinger drives the baseline with the left hand. Good drive and gets the roll.
Addison tried there again. She was waiting on it, just not quite there for the charge.
Redinger, very good driving to the left. Good solid drive by her. Faulkner up top. Finds hers in the corner. Avery trying to get position on Thomas. Avery lost it. Barkus knocks it away. Holly tracks it down. Coach Krull talking to her offense. Of course, Military Appreciation Night. That's why the girls are in their alternate uniforms tonight. Holly drives, stops on the baseline. Walking the baseline. Trying to find somewhere to go. Is going to lose it, and it's going to get ripped away by Redinger. Redinger, pull-up jumper on the transition and gets it to go.
That baseline can either be your best friend or your worst enemy. They can block you easily in there if you don't get right through it.
She's got a team-high 8 points on 3 of 5 shooting. And perfect from the free throw line. Veers goes, and they're going to get a charge call as lead was placed. Veers looking for an explanation.
Where her and some of the fans sit on that is the charge in the front, but the foul from the back is what she was wanting to get called.
Which you got to go back though. I mean, you got to look at the foot placement by Leach. She got ahead of the drive. I mean, she did a good job getting her feet, but like you said, that push is where everybody's going to kind of argue that call.
Mm-hmm.
Good read. See, that's why Abby's up here. Bolenbacher goes to lead on the left wing, on top to Redinger. Now finds Barkus. Back to Redinger. She'll drive, but she'll take off before putting on the floor, and a travel call and a turnover for the Dragons.
We saw that a lot at John Glenn and seeing it a little bit here tonight as well, where your feet just...
Yeah, they didn't inbound in the right spot.
Yeah. Nadia was ready to go.
Just a little excited there on that play, girls. But that travel call was a lot what we were seeing at John Glenn, and it's just to where the girls get too excited to move their feet before their bodies.
In the first few games of the year, you'll see a lot more of that. You'll see that stuff really cleaned up as the season goes on. Of course, 2 potential sectional opponents.
Addison's trying to get that ball down below.
Bolenbacher battling underneath. Kick out. King will try a 3 from the wing. Count it. Catch and shoot. Sydney King with a game-high 12 points here in the first half on 4 of 7 from beyond the arc. Redinger in the lane. Back iron. Nadia Stetler with the rebound. On over to King on the right wing. Back to Holly. Holly works left. Stops up top of the key. Just outside 2.5 to go, or inside 2.5 to go. Drops it down to Holly. Bank is open, and one opportunity coming for Sierra Holly.
And see, you see those girls right there moving that ball just
or inside 2.5 to go.
Completely
Drops it down to Holly. Bank is
play.
open, and one opportunity coming. A foul is going to be on Morgan Barkus. That'll be her first, team's third. Lexi Gibson will check in. We saw her during the JV contest as Coach Jennings going to call a timeout. Trying to get Argos straightened out. Like, there's going to be a little bit of growing pains for Argos this year. Like I said, you lost Lizzie Edmonds. She's up. She's now up at college. I mean, you lost a good slew of players, key players from last year. But yet they still got the foundation in place to where this group here can really do some nice things.
Absolutely.
I think, look at Kinsley Kelly. I mean, they got a lot of height, a lot of size. When Coach Jennings kind of gets this group kind of figured in where he wants them, this is going to be a fun group to watch for Argos. But then you go over here to Coach Krull, kind of a similar situation. He was a key leader in Kinsey Atkins, who's now playing college basketball, and you lose Emily Bugg, another one that was another senior leader on this group.
She's just very much the voice.
It's the
for
voice.
those
I mean,
girls.
you know, and I'm going to keep asking the question: who's going to be Emma Hepler down there with the voice? I want to hear some of these girls start talking down here, and I think Kennedy Howard's going to be that Emma Hepler voice. I don't know. Kennedy can get pretty fired up down there. We got to have that Emma Hepler voice.
See,
that was my favorite thing about Emma. It didn't matter where she was. I knew where Emma was at on the floor.
you could hear her at all times.
It could be the loudest gymnasium you've ever been in your life, and I could still hear Emma Hepler's voice. It's just, it's very distinct. You know when it's Emma. Especially during volleyball. Always cracked me up during volleyball. So now Holly will shoot the and one opportunity. And off the iron, no good. Addison Veers tracks down the loose ball.
Girls got to get back.
Veers flashes down to the baseline. She'll get it deep on the baseline. She'll drive up and she'll go, and she'll get that one to go in. And one opportunity coming for Addison Veers with the fouls on Argos. The baseline, she'll get good, and the foul's going to be on. She'll drive up and she'll go, and she'll get that one to go in. Avery Veers back in the game.
Number 30, Alicia Sarver. Addison Veers at the line. Basket's good.
Of course, different PA guy, Jordan. Although he it's like, for me, it's like being at church. Kicks out to King, now on top to Holly. Miss Don. Hope he's doing better.
Oh, yes.
But Jordan has done an outstanding job filling in those shoes.
Absolutely.
Veers drive, stops, pull-up jumper inside the free throw line. Get the friendly roll, and Avery Veers over and back call. She'll get called for the foul.
Puts her at
She'll have two. Team with 3 here.
And so you got to see whether you're going to leave her in right here with a minute left to go, or you're going to save her.
She's got to be smart with those 2 fouls.
Smart.
Sarver with the up fake. Holly with the steal. Holly, the head of steam, back the other way with the right hand, goes up and in. Steal in the basket for Holly. She's got 4 on the night. Faulkner, some tight defense. Triton going to settle him back to a 2-3 zone. Good feed down to Redding with the left hand scoop and score. You know, only lefties can do that scoop. I was a lefty, I could do that scoop. That scoop is very important. Nobody ever knew how to defend the scoop.
No.
Veers goes up, bank is closed. Reddinger hits the deck, and we're going to get a jump ball call.
Back to Argos.
Now Stetler will check in for Avery.
Checking in for the Trojans, number 23, Nadia Stetler.
49 seconds go before halftime. This feels a lot faster than the other night.
Oh, yes. It's a completely different team than what we saw the other night.
Different speed. Argos has 1 foul to give before they put Triton in the double bonus. So Holly, look at her stepping up defensively.
She is moving tonight.
Triton with 4 steals here in this first half. 3 to Argos. 13 turnovers for the Dragons, 8 for Triton. Argos starting to clean things up.
And the Hepler's watching live. She just texted me. She goes, I was pretty loud, wasn't I?
But her volume was a welcomed experience. Even her as a coach, still. That's why Emma was one of my favorites.
Oh, yes. She was everyone's favorite. She was always competitive, but she was never snippy. She always had the best attitude.
Yes, she did.
I don't know how she did it.
Stolen away by Reddinger. She'll then move, and then we're going to get a push foul on Holly. Triton out with 1 foul to give. Is she tired of me picking on her?
She's like, I'm watching, haha. She was excited because the game's live tonight.
Yes. Give Orion credit. He had everything set up before I got here. Barkas for a baseline jumper is good. Leads now to 8. 10 seconds to go before halftime. Holly scanning the floor. Goes down to Veers. She wants it. Bank is open for Addison Veers. The assist to Holly. Triton with a 10-point lead. Barkus is going to take it down the floor, and that's going to do it for halftime as Triton leads 28-10. Now, will this update send to VMix, or do you just want me to read it off?
Who knows how long it would take?
Well, I don't know. I hit it.
Well, we can try.
I hit it twice, so we'll see. Different stats program. Haven't got that quite figured out yet. That looks weird. I don't know what that is. I don't like that.
Well, it may not have updated yet.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't do anything to it.
You didn't save it?
I did. I saved it. I hit the update and send to VMix.
There we go.
Well, since you're over there, you can read them.
Yeah, if I can figure all this out. Sydney King has 12 points. Addison Beers has 7. Sierra Holly 4. Avery Beers 3. Nadia Stetler 2. For the Dragons, Reddinger 10. Lead 6. Barkus 2. And our other stats. Triton's 1 of 4 for 3 throws. Argos 2 of 2. Inside the arc, Triton 6 of 16. Argos 5 of 9. Outside 5 of 8 for Triton. 2 of 6 for Argos. Triton has 8 turnovers. Argos has 14.
All right, so we'll take a break. Be back after halftime right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Matt's 1-car, 2-bedroom apartment with a home office / home gym insurance. We're good at Nick's SUV and farmhouse with a remodeled kitchen / art gallery insurance.
And we're good at the Wilbur suburban home with the 2-car garage / rehearsal space insurance. Have you seen my hockey socks?
Have you checked your sock drawer?
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
The goal isn't graduation day. It's a better every day after. It's the first day in your new career. Your first pay raise. The 5th day of that week-long vacation. It's the first paid holiday home with your family. Or the day of your last car loan payment. Much sooner than you thought. At Ivy Tech Community College, we don't just care about your degree. We care about your life. Let's get started at ivytech.edu.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Some see a student athlete working on a shot. We see a powerful lesson in persistence. Some see a student preparing for success on an exam. We see a student athlete preparing for success in life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
When I'm not racing at the track, I do like to take things a little bit slower. But even with my foot off the gas, I'm still driven to save lives. So if you're like me and you like hunting and fishing, you could do something to save lives too. Just say yes to being an organ donor when you get your hunting or fishing license online, or when you renew your Indiana driver's license. Join the 4 million Hoosiers who have signed up to save lives. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy.
Some see a student athlete working hard in the weight room. We see a future leader learning there are no shortcuts to success. Some see a start to a swim meet. We see the starting blocks for life. Proud to keep education in front of athletics since 1903.
The benefits of choosing a career in the union construction industry are truly limitless.
Some of the things that I've worked on that I'm extremely proud of are some of the pipe racks that we just built for Eli Lilly.
Yeah, there's a lot of different avenues to grow and to advance in your career.
If you're a senior and college isn't for you, in the trades there's so many opportunities. You get to work with your hands, you get trained for free, and the options are unlimited. You can do so many different things with this career.
It's 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. You have two choices. Option 1, take 2 nanoseconds to reach over and put on your seatbelt. Or option 2, decide it's too much work for a Saturday and don't put on your seatbelt. As the seatbelt alarm continues to sing the song of its people, you roll your eyes. You're just going down the block, you'll be fine. You take a turn to the left and that's when you see it.
Just wear your seatbelt. It's an easy way to save your own life. The Indiana Criminal Justice Institute wants to remind you that choices matter. Click it to live it.
At Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, we're not just good at insurance. We're good at Emma and Jake's just baby-proof their 2-bedroom bungalow to prepare for baby number 1 insurance. We're good at Madeline and Chance's just gave in and became minivan people to make room for baby number 2 insurance. And we're good at Gabby and Nate's just moved to a house with a bigger backyard to welcome fur baby number 3 insurance. Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance and stop knocking on wood.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Neidig, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Is open for that one. Steller, she can hit. She'll try a 2. Count it, Nadia Steller. Steller, she can hit. She'll try a 2. Count it, Nadia Steller.
She's been working so hard through her off season as well to where.
And a charge Addison.
She's been working so hard through her off season as well to where.
And a charge Addison on top. You got King open in the corner. She'll try a 3. Sydney King's automatic on top. You got King open in the corner. She'll try a 3. Sydney King's automatic. Redinger drives the baseline, the left hand, good drive, and gets the roll. Redinger drives the baseline, the left hand, good drive, and gets the roll. Redinger pull up jumper on the transition and gets it to go. Redinger pull up jumper on the transition and gets it to go. Battling underneath. Kick out. King will try. 3 from the wing. Count it to catch and shoot. Battling underneath. Kick out. King will try a 3 from the wing. Count it to catch and shoot. We're inside 2.5 to go. Drops it down to Holly. Bank is open. And one opportunity. We're inside 2.5 to go. Drops it down to Holly. Bank is open. And one opportunity. Line. She'll get it. All right, welcome back, everyone, here to the terrace of the Trojan Trench. I'm Andy O'Hara. Alongside me is Abby Veers, Caden Hummich, and the Hall of Famer Ryan Lim. They're here for the Tri-Trojan Sports Network, broadcasting live on YouTube and the IHSA Champions Network. Abby, we saw a much better half by Triton there in that first half. I think this group here, seeing what they've seen last week, I like the improvements that I've seen here tonight.
Yes, the aggressiveness that they have brought to this game is definitely something when they left John Glenn. They went into practice thinking you have got to be more aggressive, you have got to shoot more, we have got to take more advantage of the opportunities that are handed to us in these games.
Hey, music.
Oh. Well, I got headphones on. I can't.
Oh, it's okay.
He was just dancing.
Well, and if you're Argos, I think for them, biggest thing is to get those turnovers back under control and get a few more of those shots to drop. I think Argos is right there. Just need a few more shots to drop their way.
Yes. And see, Triton here, you're leading coming out in this quarter. You don't want to go crazy. You want to stay in control of the game. You don't want to lose any momentum or anything.
Now, in that first quarter, we had 17 points scored combined. In that second, 29 points combined in that second quarter. Steal by Triton. Both teams turning it over on their first possession here in the second half. Holly works it back to the top. Argos looking a little more zone look. Avery Veer sees a seam down the baseline. Can't get that one to drop in. It goes out of bounds off Triton.
You're going to have to tell me in-house music, because the first thing that caught my mind was the music playing on
in-house music. In-house music. Redinger on top. The key now goes back to Barkas. Swings it back to Redinger on the left wing. On top to Barkas. Bullenbacher by herself on the right wing. Closes out to the defense. Redinger catch and shoot jumper from above the arc or from atop the arc. It sounded off the mark. Faulkner might have got away with some contact. Got to be careful with those. Faulkner works. Skips it on over to Holly. Leaves it for Veers. Down to Addison. She's got a head of steam. Banks open for her.
And so you see there with Argos' post players, they're being a lot smarter down there in the post, not trying to draw those fouls super early.
Veers with 9 on 4 of 7 shooting. Redinger outside on top to Barkas. Works it on over to Bullenbacher. Leaves it for Redinger. Scans, looks, finds Barkas. Good catch and shoot jumper from the corner, just short of the mark, and Veers with the rebound. Holly settling in. Veers rotates to the corner. Now back to Holly. Works the screen to her right. Back to Veers. Avery will try a three. Off the iron, no good. Sydney King's put back is too strong, and Redinger with the rebound. Lead now works it on over to Barkas. Back to lead top the key. She's hit a couple threes in this ball game. Back to Bullenbacher. Good ball move by the Dragons. Redinger goes up. Can't get that one to drop in.
Good position by Triton's post players.
Kept the hands up. Stayed away from the body. Now to Veers in the corner with the up fake. She'll drive the baseline. Holly, good cut to the basket. That was a good find by Holly.
Coming out with a lot more chemistry.
It's a good flash to the basket. Jumper from Barkas. Off the iron, no good. Sydney King with the rebound. Here's one in low block. Too late now. 1-3-1 defense being played by the Dragons. Veers in the corner. Skips it to Holly. Holly inside the arc. Now back to King. Sydney King. Stops in the corner. Here's on the left wing. And a foul call here coming on Argos.
I'm going to call that one on
Barkas, yep. That's her second. Team's first of the third quarter. I know, is Kenny listening?
I don't know.
Third and fourth quarter still aren't mapped.
Oh, shoot.
We're good, though. We're good. I got it. I can look at the scoreboard. We're good. Faulkner leads it down into Veers, threads the needle and gets the assist as Addison Veers gets her 11th point of the night. Jocelyn's starting to get some nice passes, really starting to lead him in, get a lot more confident with her passing.
Yes.
I got to thank my aunt for letting me know about the replay music, or replay sound was playing over.
I can't hear that, so I don't know. I mean, I hear voices sometimes, but
you wouldn't hear it.
Oh, that's good. Or my wife says I hear things, but I don't know.
You hear voices sometimes.
Hey, I'm pretty sure she says a lot of the things she says, okay? Barkus off the mark. Faulkner with the rebound. She'll hit the deck. No, she'll tell me something, and I swear she said it this way.
I'm the opposite. Mom swears she told me something. I'm like, I didn't hear it.
So I guess that's why I hear things. I must hear voices. I'm pretty sure I heard that. Holly just walking through the defense. Leaves it for Veers. Corner three on the way. Count it for Addison Veers. She's got a game-high 14 now. And the Trojan student section all fired up over there. Redinger will try a three. Contested, but she'll get fouled.
We saw one of those against Addison on John Glenn. They just come out too hard and they go right at the three-pointers when you got to be safer. Be on that arc, knowing that that call is possible.
That was Veers' third, team's second. So Miley Groves and Stetler look to check in as Redinger off on the first.
Nadia Stetler and Miley Groves in the game for the Trojans.
Oh, three.
All three shots.
I was so confused.
It's like Sydney Queen, quick conversation with coach as Redinger good on the second.
She's one girl you do not want to send to that free throw line.
She'll be a huge asset to have for this team going forward. Just like I said, we saw last week at Glenn, all those free throw attempts. That's going to be something with this new rule. If you're a good free throw shooter, you should be in good shape. Off on this third shot. Faulkner loses on the way through and a turnover by Triton. So Stetler and Groves checking in that last dead ball.
Figuring out defense here.
Redinger steps into a three. Good look. Can't get the bounce, but rebound by Bullenbacher underneath.
Yep.
And it charges. They're going to say she led with the forearm, and Bullenbacher in disbelief.
You see, where Argos can't understand that at is because there wasn't much physical contact, but Addison Veers was just set in her position. She had all her boxes checked going into that charge position.
And when you kind of go with that serve, that elbow, that arm just extended just enough to where it did not look good from the angle of the officials.
Yes.
That is where I think they're going to call that. Like you said, there wasn't a ton of contact, but where that arm led and some good acting by Addison Veers. What's her drama class grade? Because, I mean, I'm just teasing. Hey, you got to be a pretty good actor when it comes to drawing charge.
You do. One thing my class was always said, we go, you have to lead with a grunt. Every single time. We had a couple over-exaggerators.
Oh, my goodness. Stetler now. I'll have to ask you that question. Faulkner will roll. The runner is good for Jocelyn Faulkner.
He was a king of charges when he was in here.
I'm going to ask him that. I'm going to text him and ask him that question tonight. Barkus up top of the key with the up fake. She'll drive right into lane. Untouched, up and in. Good drive by Barkus.
Number 22, Morgan Barkus.
Triton with an 11-3 run here in his third quarter. Veers pull-up jumper on the side of the lane, in and out. Rebound, Grace Thomas, and she rips it away from Addison Veers. Redinger transition three. Too strong off the top of the backboard. No good. Rebound back to Triton as Holly brings it forward. 2 minutes to go here in the third. Holly works left. Now goes to Faulkner. To Stetler in the corner. Stetler goes baseline. Goes up strong with it. Thomas with Sarver with the good defensive stand.
Travel.
A travel call for the Dragons. As Lexi Gibson now will check in.
For the Dragons, number 40, Lexi Gibson.
Sorry there, just couldn't get her feet quite stopped before she got the ball up.
Holly works to the right, lets the offense take shape. Works for the screen from Veers, stops, finds Stetler. On top, Faulkner, she'll try a three. Back iron, no good. Tipped around, and Addison Veers with the rebound, falling to the floor. Kind of got tied up with her own teammate.
Tripped over Stetler there. Krull's asking her what she's doing. She said, I was falling.
Well, there's not a whole lot you can do there. She threw in the vicinity of the basket at least. Thomas going to get called for a moving screen. A turnover by the Dragons as they'll give the ball right back to Triton off the offensive foul.
See, with that moving screen, it wasn't so much her feet as you could see. Just the inch she stuck her arms out is when the ref got her.
And that's going to come with time. She's only a sophomore, but I think Grace Thomas is going to be one to keep an eye on. It's going to be a very pivotal post player for this Argos team. Faulkner working against Gibson. On over to Stetler on the left wing. Stops with the dribble. Back to Holly in the corner. She'll drive the baseline. Stops. Almost lost the ball. Kicks it back to Stetler. She'll try a runner and she'll get fouled. And Nadia is one who can draw that contact and still get a shot up.
Absolutely. Called that on Redding there. How many?
It'll be 3 on her. Now that will be the team's 6th foul. So Triton will now be in the double bonus for the next minute, 2 seconds. I guess it's not a bonus. They'll be in the bonus. No double, no single. The bonus.
The bonus.
It's like we're Ohio State. The bonus.
Oh, my goodness.
The bonus. Where's Mr. Riffle at? He's over here somewhere.
Be careful, they might sue you for using the.
He even said the.
I don't know, they use it everywhere else. Stetler good on those 2 free throws. Oh. Good fake by Thomas, but can't get it to drop in. Redinger draws the foul.
I believe that's one. I believe they're putting that on Sydney King. She dropped her arms on that one.
Fouls on number 32, Sydney King.
And see, when you're in the heat of the game, some of these fouls are really hard to avoid because, especially me, you're up under the basket, somebody's coming at you. Avery Beers gets off pretty easily when she gets those blocks. Mine, I always tried, and I always got that foul because I swung a little too hard.
It just kind of depends on how you approach in the post. Yes. And like I said, when the game gets going on, I mean, the heat of the battle's there. It's depending on where you're at, there's frustration. There's just a whole bunch of different factors. Now Argos now going to turn up the heat in the full court. So Holly had Stetler for a moment. Waiting patiently on top to Sydney King. She'll try another 3. Short of the mark, couldn't quite catch the rim, and that one out of bounds. But after Sydney King, you go right back. Yeah, you're 4 of 8 from beyond the arc. You go right back and shoot another. You got to get another shot up.
Oh, yes. You don't stop.
I mean, that is extremely pivotal to a shooter's performance, I guess, whatever you want to call it. That's very pivotal to them. They got to continue shooting. Redinger drives, dumps it on over to Thomas. Out to Gibson. Caught in the corner. Farkas trying to thread. Good job by King to get a hand on the baseline with 13.2 to go here before the 4th quarter. Of course, we'll be back Friday night for South Central for our final home game. Then it's a three road tripper after that. King rips it away for a steal. Triton's got 6 steals by my count in this game. Holly drives, goes with the runner in the transition and can't get it to drop in, and that's going to do it for the 3rd quarter as Triton leads 41-23. We'll take a break. Be back after this right here on the Triton Trojan Sports Network.
While high school sports help students develop their athletic skills, the real lessons in this second classroom are the skills needed for life. I'm Brian Lewis.
And I'm Carrie Rosati. We're both assistant commissioners of the IHSAA. In high school sports, student athletes aren't just running drills. They're learning discipline and work ethic.
They're not just watching film. They're learning the value of preparation and always finding ways to improve.
They're not just hitting the weight room. They're learning the importance of pushing through any challenges that come their way.
These aren't just some of the skills student athletes need to navigate the game. These are the skills they need to navigate life, to be successful people, to be good humans.
You can ensure these life lessons are taught for generations to come. Be a champion of high school sports and buy a ticket to your high school's athletic events.
This is preparing for the game. This is preparing for life. This is your IHSAA.
All right, welcome back, everyone, as Orion's got something to start off the fourth quarter here.
We just need to let fans know, and this is our first live broadcast, that you must, like football this season, you must watch the broadcast live or you won't be able to see it until the very end of the season.
Yes, that is something new. And, of course, all postseason games will be on the IHSAA Champions Network, which that'll be sectional play. King now in the corner. Now back to Veers. Back to King. Argos turning up the pressure here. I like it here to start the fourth.
Still in that 1-3-1, but definitely coming out more aggressive.
Good block there by Sarver. And it's out of bounds. They take it back over.
So at the very end conclusion of tonight's broadcast, it'll remain private, and you won't be able to watch it.
All right.
I don't know how to explain it any different.
I think he did it just fine. I think we'll work with it. Lead will try a jumper, gets it. I think Faulkner got a piece of that one. Holly back the other way. Holly, the head of steam, all by herself, too strong to the basket. Lead. Oh, Bullbacher with the rebound and a travel call. As her and Lead were tied up.
Now that only applies to varsity girls at this point.
Yes.
Heard yelling.
So unfortunately, Bullenbarker and Lead got tied up. Barkus trying to track it down, knocks it away. It'll stay right here. Good aggressive play on the inbound. A few of the varsity players down there getting some wrestlers. All down there letting their opinions be heard. Faulkner on the left wing. Showing off the fancy dribble moves to get freed up. Now back to Veers. Veers will drive. Stops in the paint. Pull up jumper inside the free throw line. No good. And Lead comes away with the rebound. Back to Barkus. Redinger to cut it. Can't get that one to drop in. Rebound goes to Addison Veers.
Addison Avery almost had the same situation.
That's just a hunger for the ball is all that is. Holly stops on the baseline, gets tied up, but it'll hit outside the baseline and a turnover for Triton. Lead spinning, goes back to the corner. Bullenbacher has it. She'll stop, feeds it back to Lead. Good cut to the basket. She goes up, blocked by Addison Veers.
Foul by Redinger in the backcourt.
And that'll be her fourth. Team's first here of the fourth quarter.
Argos has 2 players with 4 fouls.
Yep, Redinger and
Bullenbacher.
Kenny can read this a lot faster than I can. Holly now scanning the floor. Here's flashes to the basket, stops, rotates back to the corner, step back jumper, no good, couldn't quite catch the rim, and Lead gets the rebound. Lead stops in the right wing, kicks it back on top, Barkus, one more pass, Redinger for 3 in transition, counted for Redinger.
Samantha Redinger.
She's got a game-high 16 points. Gets her first three-pointer to drop. Here's wants it on the side of the lane, and look at Sarver fighting for it. King rips it away, and Argos gets the ball on the jump ball, and Triton turns it over. Triton's 12th turnover here in the ball game. These are all unofficial stats. I know there might be one mistake for sure on here. I do get click happy. Lead gets that one, but couldn't quite get it to drop. Avery hits the deck. I don't know, Mr. Stutzman and I, he said I was very unforgiving with my turnovers. I'm very aggressive with those. Holly now on the left wing. Goes to Faulkner, works it down to Veers. Good lead pass down to Addison Veers.
She's been playing that since her first play. You see her down there posting up for that lob.
And Faulkner with another assist.
Jennings trying to get a 3-second call.
Good screen by Bullenbacher. Three-pointer by Rettinger off the mark, no good. Holly now back up the floor. 4.5 to go. Works to the screen to the left. King now caught with it. Goes to Veers. Veers rotates. Addison stops, kicks out to Faulkner. She goes with the fake, pulls it back. Now to Holly. Holly can hit. Elects not to, kicks it back to Faulkner. She'll try the runner on the side of the lane. Can't get to drop in. Rebound goes to Bullenbacher. Three-pointer for Rettinger. Count it from the corner.
Samantha Rettinger.
She's got 19.
With a 3-point basket for the Lady Dragons.
Faulkner drives. Goes back to Veers. Deep two on the way. Back iron, no good. Holly and lead fight for the rebound, and it goes out of bounds off Holly.
Krull calls the timeout.
And Triton will use their second timeout. Used one earlier in the first quarter. But very encouraging to see what you're seeing on Triton's sideline from what we saw against Glenn. Like I said, those first games are always tough. It's going to be a little sloppier just because everybody's just trying to get back in the groove of basketball. How he played volleyball just ended a week and a half ago at that point. So, I mean, it's you're getting right back to the swing of things in a hurry. That's not an easy thing to do.
No.
You understand. You've been there.
Oh, yes.
Uh-oh. Big man's getting
restless. I know they're trying to get him to go to sleep. Basketball's a little more
We'll see how good
volleyball.
We'll see how good Alexa is at getting kids to fall asleep. Of course, big man's always enjoys himself. He's close. If you look at him, he's close to falling asleep.
His eyes get dripping. He's fighting that sleep.
But now if you're Coach Jennings down here on Argos' side, what are you telling these girls? Yeah, you're down your deficit where you're at. You still got 3:48. There's still plenty of time left to claw your way back into it. What are you telling your group?
You just got to make sure your girls stay on top of their momentum. They don't let up in this game. Yeah, you're down. Yeah, it's taking a lot of your momentum away, but you cannot sit and give up on this game. You have to keep going as hard as you are. You have to keep taking shots. You have to keep taking risk. Now is not the time to play safe in a game.
You know, in Argos, put up 46 points against Caston in their first game a week ago. This is a group that's capable of putting up points in a hurry. Lead now top the key. Now back to Barkus. To Sarver, passes a little too far in front of her, and a turnover by the Dragons. Of course, if you're trying, you can't let off the gas either. 3.5 to go. 14-point deficit is not something uncommon to come back from.
No. And so you can see Krull has her girls eased up a little bit, not so much as a fast break as they've been in the first half of the game.
Bullenbacher's got to be careful. She's got those 4 fouls. Her and Rettinger both.
But these girls are staying on top of it, sticking with the opportunities they are given, and they are still putting up shots.
And Argos falling into more of a man look. Addison Veers goes up, draws the foul.
Got nervous there for a second. She took a hit to the mouth. She still doesn't have her mouth guard.
So Veers will make another trip to the line. First one's in. This will be her second trip. Well, third trip. I don't know. Yeah, second trip. She had an and one opportunity earlier.
Yes.
One for 2 on that trip. She's 1 of 3. Triton 4 of 8 on the night. Sarver tracks it down the corner. Veers quickly with the pressure, and here's Holly with the steal. Triton 7 steals in this ball game. Holly's got a couple. Sophomore running the point well for the Trojans here tonight. Down to Avery Veers. Bank is closed off the back iron, no good. Barkus now stops, finds Redinger. Redinger step back three, good look. Too strong off the mark, no good. Good move by Redinger to get freed up. Get her some separation, it was a good look. Inside 2.5 to go. Holly stops. Goes to King. Now finds Veers. Addison Veers drawing, working against the lead. They're going to get a charge call on Addison Veers.
See, from Addison's perspective, she doesn't see that because she sees herself as an in-and-out move, when in all reality, it's lowering that shoulder just the slightest bit.
I mean, and these officials have called numerous charges here tonight. So, I mean, they know exactly what they're looking for. They're seeing the contact. It was a good job by Lead, though, to get herself in possession to draw that. Redinger's off the mark on that one.
Redinger staying with Triton in the backcourt. She's putting a lot of pressure on them defensively.
Down to Veers. Veers backing down Bullenbacher. Avery Veers uses the window, and it's good. She's got 5 here tonight. Lead with the quick feed to Barkus. Goes back to Redinger at the free throw line. Redinger retreats back to top of the key. She'll try a 3. Can't get that one to drop in. Veers gets herself freed up to get the defensive rebound.
One thing about Redinger is no matter the deficit, she is going to stay on top. She is going to stay aggressive, and she is going to keep shooting for her team.
And that's why she's so much fun to watch. She is just, from start to finish, she is playing as hard as possible. Extremely good ball player. Down to Avery Veers. Good play by Barkus. Right play, right time. Knocks it away for the turnover. Lead stops on the right wing. Goes into Sarver. Back out to Barkus. She'll step into a 3 atop the key, and it's good.
Number 22, Morgan Barkus for 3.
She's got 7 here tonight. Argos gets her 5th three-pointer to drop. And a foul call.
Takes her out.
That'll be it for Redinger here tonight. She'll finish the game right now with a game high of 19 points.
Gibson coming in for her.
That's her 5th.
Looks like things went well down south for the Hoosiers, but pretty close game between the Florida Gulf Coast.
Well, was it close? Or are you being sarcastic?
69-63.
That's way too close for comfort. Holly works the screen to her left. Sarver stuck to her. Good defense by Sarver.
You see right here, Argos is just sticking with their defense. All they're doing right now is trying to keep Triton away from that basket.
Triton looks to get back to the win column for the first time this season. So back to be 500. Argos will fall to 0-2. They will host Winnemac on Friday. Triton, as we said earlier, will host South Central on a foul call there against Argos.
I think
that's going to be on Barkus. It'll be her 3rd, I believe. Team's 4th, 18.1 now. And Triton will get their 56th win against Argos here in this one. Krull will get her 2nd win against the Dragons. Here's on the outside, 10 seconds. And Triton's going to walk away with their first home victory of the season as they win in this one against their neighboring team in the Dragons. That'll do it. Triton's going to win 46-32. Looks like I will have a post-game interview, so if you want to be part of that, you can. It's up to you.
Oh, yeah.
So we'll take a break. We'll be back for the interview here in just a little bit. 4. Okay, now we're good. So, Coach, you get your second win against Argos. First home win on a very important night. You have your key player go down in that first quarter. How this group responded, how did you feel they responded after that kind of went down?
Honestly, I think, so we're already missing Jenna out of our starting lineup. With concussion, she's out for a little while here. I think we have done a better job. First of all, Avery Veers stepping up into that 5th starting spot, unreal. And I think that's exactly what we needed. I think Avery went out there and showed that, you know, whoever we put on that floor, she's going to work her butt off. And I think she did a great job of stepping in and picking up the things that Addison usually does for us when she went down. So it was one of those things, you know, if she would have went down in the first quarter last year, I would have been peeing down my leg. And I think we did a very good job of responding this year, or to this game. And I think that's something we can continue to do this year. So.
And you look at you as far as like Sierra Hawley in the group. I mean, that group 7 steals tonight for that group tonight. I mean, that's defensively tonight against the Glen game last week. You saw a team really take a big step forward after that Glen game.
It was not even the same team defensively, you know. That was one of the things we've harped on the past couple days of practice, is that our defense against this Argos team has to be solid, and they came out, and it was one of the most solid 2-3s I've seen since I've been here, since I started coaching high school basketball. So, yeah, they did a very good job. They stepped up today for sure.
And you also, I mean, you go back, you were 0-11 from 3, couldn't get the 3 ball to drop, couldn't get that lid to lift at all. But this group tonight, I mean, Sydney King hitting shots, Addison hitting shots, you had other players hitting shots. Tonight the ball was dropping. What was the difference? I mean, just that first game jitters, only a week and a half of really basketball time after being after volleyball. Is that where that kind of the team kind of just couldn't get that lid to lift off against Glen?
I think against John Glenn, a lot of our outside shots were rushed. You know, that we had a hard time getting the ball up the floor, period. So when we didn't turn over the ball and we'd kind of get into offense, it was one of those where we just chuck up some shots. But I think tonight we did a much better job of, you know, running through our offense and then that being our best quality shot, and that's why I think it went in. Yeah.
So then you look as far as you're able to go down to your bench. You got players like Nadia Stetler coming off. You got Kennedy Howard. You got players that goes deep and down to that bench you can bring pulling in. What's it like having a little more depth with these younger players this year?
It's so nice. I think the past couple of years, the last 2 years I've been here at least, you know, we haven't had much of a bench. It's been tough. When we get in foul trouble, you know, things start to go downhill. But this year it's nice, you know, when Sarah needs a break, Miley can go in and hold it down for a second. And when Addison goes down, Nadia can go in and step up and take care of the ball and get some shots up and rebound and all the things. It's really nice having a bench this year. It's a game changer. You
talk about chemistry with this group. The chemistry's kind of there. I mean, the biggest thing, I think the biggest pivotal moments when Addison drew that charge down the other end, we started it's like we exhaled and the offense just went smooth. That group like that you talk about chemistry, this group really seems to have that this year.
Yeah, this is a team that they're going to cheer for one another. They're going to be each other's biggest hype men. And when something like that happens, or Sydney hits a big 3, or Addison takes a charge, whatever it is, they're going to be really hype about it. And Avery's block, Addison's block, whatever it is, something big like that can be a game changer. They're going to be each other's biggest hype men, and it's going to translate on the other end of the floor. So
absolutely. So we'll hang it up here. Triton gets their first win of the season. And until next time, remember the Trojan way. Got military.
Always the rivalry is this game right here.
You got neighboring schools.
Always the rivalry is this game right here.
You got neighboring schools. You got military.
Always the rivalry is this game right here.
You got neighboring schools. You got military. Barkus kicks it back to left wing. Lead will try a 3. Count that one, and Argos strikes first. Barkus kicks it back to left wing. Lead will try a 3. Count that one, and Argos strikes first.
Yes.
Sydney King for 3. Answers right back.
Yes.
Sydney King for 3. Answers right back. Off the key. That's where they go with it. She'll try a 3 from deep. Count it. Addison Veers. The key. That's where they go with it. She'll try a 3 from deep. Count it. Addison Veers. Still at the same time, it's not an easy thing to see a sibling go down.
No. Always
still at the same time, it's not an easy thing to see a sibling go down.
No. Always get.
Knocked away. Avery Veers, she's got her second block. Knocked away. Avery Veers, she's got her second block.
I remember my Plymouth game when I was younger. I left with scratches and a black eye. We were aggressive. I remember my Plymouth game when I was younger. I left with scratches and a black eye. We were aggressive.
Faulkner drives, kicks it out to King. King to answer back. Count it.
Yes.
Sydney King. Faulkner drives, kicks it out to King. King to answer back. Count it. Sydney King is automatic. All right, now we got our stats here tonight. Do apologize, forgot that part. So tonight, Triton was 4 of 8 from the free throw line. Argos 5 of 7. Triton was 12 of 35 inside the arc to Argos' 6 of 16. Triton was on fire, 6 of 12, 50% from beyond the arc. Argos 5 of 18. And turnovers by unofficial count, 21 for Argos and 13 for Triton. Leading the way for Argos in a game high of 19 points was Samantha Redinger. Barkas was 7 and lead with 2 3-pointers for her 6 points. Leading the way for Triton with 17 was Addison Veers. Sydney King hit 4 3-pointers for her 12 points. Sierra Hawley with 6 points, 5 for Avery Veers, 4 for Nadia Stetler, and 2 for Jocelyn Faulkner. So I hang it up here for our first home broadcast of the girls basketball season. Ryan's going to play replays, and after that, we'll hang her up. Until next time, remember the Trojan way. As Avery will try again and gets the friendly roll. As Avery will try again and gets the friendly roll. 3 to take the lead, can't get it to drop in. Redinger with the rebound, she goes right back up with it, and it's good. 3 to take the lead, can't get it to drop in. Redinger with the rebound, she goes right back up with it, and it's good. Dribble has to go somewhere, finds Faulkner. Faulkner, good feed down, Avery Veers. Veers backing down, goes up, Banks closed. Tipped around, gets her own rebound, goes back up. Bank is open for that one. Dribble has to go somewhere, finds Faulkner. Faulkner, good feed down, Avery Veers. Veers backing down, goes up, Banks closed. Tipped around, gets her own rebound, goes back up. Bank is open for that one. Stetler, she can hit. She'll try it too. Count it, Nadia Stetler. Stetler, she can hit. She'll try it too. Count it, Nadia Stetler.
She's been working so hard through her off season as well to where.
And a charge, Addison.
She's been working so hard through her off season as well to where.
And a charge, Addison on top. You got King open in the corner. She'll try a 3. Sydney King's automatic on top. You got King open in the corner. She'll try a 3. Sydney King's automatic. Redinger drives the baseline with the left hand. Good drive and gets the roll. Redinger drives the baseline with the left hand. Good drive and gets the roll. Redinger pull-up jumper on the transition and gets it to go. Redinger pull-up jumper on the transition and gets it to go. Battling underneath. Kick out. King will try a 3 from the wing. Count it. Catch and shoot. Battling underneath. Kick out. King will try a 3 from the wing. Count it. Catch and shoot. Go. Or inside 2.5 to go. Drops it down to Holly. Bank is open. And one opportunity. Or inside 2.5 to go. Drops it down to Holly. Bank is open. And one opportunity. She'll get it deep on the baseline. She'll drive up and she'll go. And she'll get that one. Baseline. She'll get it deep on the baseline. She'll drive up. She'll go and she'll get that one to go in. Holly with the steal. Holly, the head of steam, back the other way with the right hand, goes up and in. Holly with the steal. Holly, the head of steam, back the other way with the right hand, goes up and in. Good feed down to Redinger with the left hand, scoop and score. Good feed down to Redinger with the left hand.